Hey, so one of the best ways to value a small business is by determining how much of an SBA loan that business could qualify for an acquisition loan, and then using that to back into how much the business could be valued at. And I really like this approach over other multiple of earnings approaches or multiples of revenue, because those other approaches don't really matter. If your buyer is looking to use an SBA loan, then what really matters is how much could they qualify from an SBA perspective. So we built a little calculator tool here that's going to kind of help you with a few simple inputs determine how much a business could be valued based on SBA financing. And so the way to do this, we're going to start by entering in the average annual earnings, or the EBITDA, of the business that you're looking to buy, or maybe you're looking to sell. So let's say you've had $125,000 in annual earnings for the business. Now, the SBA is going to require a debt service coverage ratio of at least 1.25. But most lenders are going to want you to be above that in most cases. And so what that means is that you would have $1.25 of earnings for every dollar of debt service. So we can do some simple math here. If you had $125,000 in annual earnings with a 1.25 debt service coverage ratio, that means the maximum annual debt service you can have is $100,000 a year. So then if we use some current loan assumptions, typically an SBA loan for an acquisition is going to be a 10-year term. So we got a 10-year term. And then right now, interest rates maybe around 10%. We can calculate what the monthly payment would be, the maximum loan amount then ultimately based on those assumptions. So we can see if you had a small business with $125,000 earnings with a 1.25 debt service coverage ratio and a 10-year acquisition loan over 10%, the maximum loan amount you could be looking at is $630,000 in order to still have a chance at cash flowing. Now, you're typically going to be required to put in a 10% down payment. So there's $630,000 is the loan amount, but that may only represent 90% of the value of the business. The other 10% may be equity. And so when we add those two together, we come up with an estimated business value of $700,000 in this example. So this, again, is an approach that allows you to understand what is possible from an SBA loan perspective. And I think if you're expecting to sell your business, or you're expecting to buy a business using an SBA loan, this is a really smart way to approach understanding valuation. And now, just as an example, let's say we really want to have a 1.5 debt service coverage ratio to give us more room for error. We can see what that does to the estimated business value. So it goes from $700,000 down to $583,000. So anyway, I hope that's been helpful. If you have questions about how to value it, feel free to reach out to us at support@projectionhub.com. We'll also put a link to this calculator in the description of the video below so you can grab it and play around with it yourself. But feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to help with financial projections and business plans related to small business acquisitions, and we'd love to help you. All right, thanks.